If there is any teacher in the attendees list, please raise your hand. We'll make you a panelist. Shilpi, you have raised your hand. Are you a faculty member? You may write in the question and answer box. If there is any faculty in the attendees, please raise your hand. We'll make you a panelist. Students, please don't raise your hand. Only the faculty members, please raise your hand. If you are an attendee, I will make you a panelist. Shibani, I have promoted you as a panelist.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Students, this is orientation program for GE. Of course, we'll guide you. Please do not bombard questions like that. First listen to us and then you can send in your queries. Any faculty member and the attendees, please raise your hand. Only the faculty members, please raise your hand. No student, please. I'm Lala Bisti. I have promoted you as a panelist. Sushmita, which department you are from?
Ma'am, she is from the economics department.
Hazel Pace. Who is this? You may write in the question answer box. Please join in with your name so that we know. Teachers in the attendees list may raise your hand. We'll make you a panelist. Manvi Singh, I have promoted you as a panelist.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible, Dr. Dipti, ma'am? Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, Manvi, you are.
Hazel Pace.
Oh,
Who is
okay.
this?
Perfect.
I'm making you a panelist. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Dr. Manvi Singh from English department.
There are two more participants who have raised their hand.
Students, please do not raise your hand. बच्चों हैंड रेज करने की जरूरत नहीं है आपको. It is only for teachers. Only those teachers who are here for presentation. Monica, I'm promoting you as a panelist. Please join. Student, you will attend it as an attendee. Is there any teacher in the attendees? Please raise your hand. We'll make you a panelist. Only the teachers. No student will raise hand. Students, please lower your hands.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Am I audible? Yes, Shivani.
Sushmita,
Ma'am,
Are you a
Sushmita
faculty?
from Economics
If
department.
not, please lower your hand.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, Shushmita is a
Shivani
faculty.
ma'am. Shivani ma'am, you are audible.
okay, thank you.
Shushmita is a faculty for Economics department, ma'am.
Promoted. Shushmita
I
ma'am
have
promoted.
promoted you as a panelist, Sushmita.
Naveen ji, kindly make me co-host.
So, a very good afternoon and welcome to all the first year students and the faculty members present in this meeting. Continuing with our past practice, Criteria 1 IQAC is organizing this GE1 orientation program for the first year students to help them make an informed choice as far as their generic elective, in short, GE paper is concerned. So I hope you all are aware of the academic structure of first semester and the second semester. In the first semester, you will be studying 3 core papers. That will be your discipline-specific papers. Whether you are enrolled in one discipline course or multidiscipline course, the 3 core papers will be your discipline-specific courses. Then you have a GE paper, which you can choose from an open pool of GE courses. So this orientation program is scheduled to help you make an informed choice about the GE papers. In this orientation program, various teachers from different departments will give you a brief idea about the GE paper their department is offering, the eligibility criteria, the future prospects of that paper, so that you can make an informed choice. All the students of undergraduate course, semester 1, part 1 of the academic year 23-24 are requested to register themselves for GE papers. It is a compulsory paper. And students can register themselves with the teacher concerned or the teacher in charge of the respective departments and start attending classes as per the schedule. You must have received the timetable. GE slots are common for all the first semester students. A teacher concerned will give you a brief idea about the paper in this orientation program. They will also share the contact details of the teachers and a link to the Google form which you can fill to register in that particular GE paper. You fill that form, make up your mind, fill that form and start attending classes as soon as possible. So, for all the honors courses students, whether it is BA honors or BCom honors or BSc honors, students can choose any one GE paper offered by a department other than your own discipline. For example, if you are enrolled in economics honors course, then you can choose a GE paper offered by history department, political science, statistics, mathematics, any discipline other than your own discipline. But of course, a paper offered by physics department, that will have some eligibility criteria that you must have studied 12th class with science. So the teacher concerned will be telling you about these eligibilities also. But GE paper you must choose from a discipline which is not your parent discipline. This is for honors courses, I'm telling. Next is BSc program students. In our college, we have BSc program Life Sciences. For life sciences, there are 3 core disciplines: chemistry, botany, and zoology. So BSc Life Sciences students can choose any GE paper offered by a department other than these 3 departments: chemistry, botany, and zoology. So chemistry, बॉटनी और जोलॉजी के अलावा किसी भी डिपार्टमेंट का आप जीई पेपर चूज कर सकते हैं, provided you fulfill the eligibility criteria of that paper. Now for BA program and BCom program, the common open pool is not open for you. All the BA program and BCom program students can choose any one GE paper from a pool of languages offered by the college. Our college offers 5 languages: English, Hindi, Sanskrit, Tamil, and Telugu. So you have to choose your GE papers from these 5 languages. In the first 4 semester, BA program students and BCom program students, in the first 4 semesters, you will be studying a GE language paper. So you have to choose 2 languages out of these 5 languages as your GE course. One language you will be studying in the odd semester, semester 1 and semester 3, and the other language you will be studying in the even semester, semester 2 and semester 4. So out of these 5 languages, you have to choose 2 languages which you will study in the first 4 semesters as GE paper. In the odd semester, you will study 1 language, and in the even semester, you will study the other language. Now, for BA program students only, I'm talking about. If you are choosing English as one of your languages in GE, as I said, BA program students have to choose 2 languages as GE. If English is one of those languages, then you study English GE in the first semester, and the other language you study in the second semester. If you are choosing English as one of the 2 languages for GE, then you select English in first semester and third semester, and the other language you will be studying in second and fourth. Suppose Hindi or English you are choosing as 2 languages. आपने हिंदी और इंग्लिश दो आपने अपना लैंग्वेज जी के लिए चूज किया है, तो आप इंग्लिश फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में पढ़ेंगे और थर्ड सेमेस्टर में पढ़ेंगे, और हिंदी को सेकेंड और फोर्थ सेमेस्टर में पढ़ेंगे. And BCom program students, if you are choosing Hindi as one of the 2 languages for GE, then you will study Hindi in the first semester, and the other language which you will be choosing, which may be either English or Sanskrit, that in the even semester. So for BA program, English compulsory नहीं है आपके लिए choose करना, but अगर आप English को as one of the GE language choose करना चाहते हैं, तब आप English first semester में पढ़ेंगे. अगर आप हिंदी और संस्कृत अपना GE पेपर ले रहे हैं, तब आपको इंग्लिश पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. देन यू आर फ्री टू चूज. आप हिंदी और संस्कृत में से कोई सा भी पेपर फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में पढ़ सकते हैं. लेकिन अगर बीए प्रोग्राम के बच्चे इंग्लिश एक जीई लैंग्वेज रखना चाहते हैं, तो फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में वो इंग्लिश पढ़ेंगे और सेकेंड सेमेस्टर में दूसरी लैंग्वेज पढ़ेंगे जो वो पढ़ना चाहते हैं. फॉर बीकॉम प्रोग्राम दिस रूल इज फॉर हिंदी लैंग्वेज. अगर आप हिंदी को अपना एक जीई पेपर चूज करते हैं, तो आप हिंदी को फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में पढ़ेंगे और दूसरा लैंग्वेज जो कि इंग्लिश या संस्कृत या तमिल या तेलुगु कुछ भी हो सकता है, उसे आप इवन सेमेस्टर में पढ़ेंगे. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. नाउ देयर आर a few important points to consider. University ने कुछ relaxation भी हमें दिया है. Students of BA program with 2 languages as the core discipline. जो BA प्रोग्राम के स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिन्होंने एडमिशन लिया है BA प्रोग्राम में, उनके 2 कोर डिसिप्लिन हैं, जैसे मैथ्स, इकोनॉमिक्स, सोशियोलॉजी, पॉल साइंस. तो 2 कोर डिसिप्लिन हैं आपके. अगर दोनों ही कोर डिसिप्लिन लैंग्वेज वाले हैं, सपोज यू हैव टेकन एडमिशन इन BA प्रोग्राम इंग्लिश प्लस संस्कृत, तो दोनों ही कोर पेपर आपके लैंग्वेज वाले हो गए हैं. Then you are free to choose GE paper from the open pool, which is offered to the other students, honor students and life sciences students. You can choose your GE papers from the common pool. You need not to choose GE paper from the language pool. जो आपका core discipline है, वो आपका GE का डिसिप्लिन नहीं हो सकता. अगर इंग्लिश आपका कोर डिसिप्लिन है तो आप GE इंग्लिश नहीं चूज कर सकते. ओके. And students of BA program with 1 language as the core discipline. Suppose कीजिए आपके core discipline है English plus economics. Then your 1 core discipline is a language discipline. So you can choose only 1 GE language, which will be 2 courses of the same language, which you may study in first semester and third semester, or second semester and fourth semester. And the other GE paper can be from the open pool. If out of 2 core disciplines, one of your disciplines is a language discipline, then you can choose one GE language, which you will study either in first and third semester or second and fourth semester, and the other GE you may choose from the common open pool. And there is further relaxation for BA BCom program students who have never studied any modern Indian language up to 8th class. They can choose from the open pool of GEs. So I hope these criteria are clear to you. Now we will start with the department-wise presentations. First, we have Department of Biochemistry with us. A teacher representative from Biochemistry Department, Dr. Rabindra Verma, is with us. I invite him to give a brief description about the paper.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible? Hello?
Ravindra, you are not audible, please.
Now, am I audible, ma'am, now? Hello?
Maybe it is mute.
Audible, sir. नहीं audible.
Volume
It is
check कर लो
audible.
आप.
Audible, ma'am. Audible.
Audible.
So I'll share the screen here. Can you all see the screen now? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. The Department of Biochemistry is offering a generic elective paper, Molecules of Life. So coming to the details of this course, it is a 4-credit course having 2 theory and 2 practical components. There is a criteria, eligibility criteria for this course. Students should have class 12 science. And the main objective of this GE paper is to know the chemistry of various biomolecules and their role in biology. So mostly we'll be dealing with important biomolecules like lipids, nucleic acids, carbohydrates, and amino acids. And the learning outcomes is that students will learn the structures and classification of various biomolecules, their physicochemical properties, and the importance of these molecules in biology. I'll explain the syllabus here. We have total 5 units. The unit 1 deals about the chemistry of water and its biological importance. the concept of buffers and buffering capacity, especially the biological buffers, and how the water interacts with various biomolecules. Unit 2 deals about amino acids. Here we have studied the basic amino acids, their structures and classification, standard and non-standard amino acids, and their biological functions. Unit 3 covers carbohydrates. Here also we talk about structure and classification of various carbohydrates, starting from monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides, their biological functions, and their role as fuels and structural components of cells, and also their functions as antigens and in cell recognition. And we have Unit 4, which deals about the lipids. We deal with the structure and classification of various lipids, their biological functions, such as their storage fuels, with lipids as vitamins, hormones, their structural role in membrane formation and in cell signaling. We also have nucleic acids, where we talk about the structure and organization of nucleic acids, types of DNA and RNA, how the chromatin formation takes place, and some of the biologically important nucleotides like cyclic AMP and ATP, the energy currency of the cell. Coming to the practical component, we have 6 practicals. So we first deal with the laboratory safety and preparation of various solutions, concept of pH, how the pH meter works, and preparation of buffers, especially estate buffer and phosphate buffer, and properties of various amino acids, mostly qualitative properties, anhydride test and xanthoprotic test. We also test for carbohydrates like Molish test, Fennings and Benedict test, Selivanov test, especially to find reducing and non-reducing carbohydrates, and qualitative analysis of nucleic acids by arsenal and diphenylamine methods. So the evaluation methods, we have theory and practical. In the theory, we have class tests, assignments, semester and examinations. And in the practical, we have continuous assessment, practical file submission, practical examination, and viva. Thank you. I'll
Thank you.
share
everyone.
the
Yeah,
chat
please
box.
share. Yes.
You can contact me. Here are my details. Okay. You can note
And the-
down my ID.
And please share the Google form link in the chat box.
Yeah, thank you.
Ma'am, we have got some questions from students.
Yes. So you are sending in a lot of queries. For honors students, I said that you can choose any GE paper from the common pool. Okay, there is no need to stick to the same discipline. You can choose different GEs in even an odd semester, or you can choose the same one. But for your record, I want to tell you that if you study 7 GE papers in the 4th year of this undergraduate program, then you will get a minor degree in that discipline. So you may choose your Gs accordingly. There is no such restriction for honors students. And there is a query from a student who has taken admission in Hindi and history. So yes, you can choose physical education as one of the Gs, but you have to choose at least one language paper, which you will study in 2 semesters, either first or third or second or fourth. Yes, all the courses are available on the website. It is compulsory to choose a GE paper. It is compulsory to choose MIL only for BA program and BCom program students. If you have not studied any language till 8th standard, you cannot choose that as your GE paper. Telugu, we do not teach from the scratch. Yes, life sciences students can choose biochemistry. Life sciences students cannot choose any paper from Botany, Zoology, and Chemistry department. History and Pol Science BA program student, you have to choose a GE language. You cannot choose history as your GE paper. History plus political science combination, if you have, you have to choose 2 languages as your GEs. Yes, any discipline you can choose. And you have to choose from the other discipline, other department. If you have Hindi and history combination, can I take political science as GE? Yes, you can take, but then the other GE should be from the languages. Because one of the core discipline is language, so you get relaxation for 1 GE paper. But for the other, you have to choose language only. बच्चे मैं कोशिश कर रही हूँ एक्सप्लेनेशन के टाइम पे भी मैंने कोशिश किया था कि आपको हिंदी में भी थोड़ा बता दूं, बट वो थोड़ा हम लोग का फ्लो में इंग्लिश में ही निकलता है. If you study 7 GE papers from the same discipline, then you get a minor degree in that discipline. No, after 3 years, you will not get any minor degree. Only if you continue for the 4-year program, then only you will get a major minor degree. Major degree is your main discipline course in which you have taken admission, and the minor degree for which you study at least 7 papers of 4 credits. Biological sciences is honors, so you can choose any GE from the other department. MIL is Modern Indian Language. This orientation program is for first year students. Clarify the language doubt for second year. Second year, please be more specific. What is your query? BCom honors students need not to choose MIL as your GE. If I choose 1 GE for all the semesters, is it major degree? No. Major is your main discipline. Computer science department is not available in our college. I have English plus sociology. Can I pick history for GE and get a minor degree? Yes, you can choose history, but the other GE should be from the pool of languages. Vedic mathematics is not available as a GE paper. It is a value addition course, VAC paper. If we study the same GE for 3 years, will we get a minor degree? No, there is no minor degree after 3 years. बच्चे पहले सुन लीजिए. We are presenting to you and there are lots of queries. It is impossible to answer all these queries. The teachers are telling you about the eligibility criteria. I will again share this PPT with the BA program and BCom program coordinators so they can share it with you and you get the more clarity. Okay, so next we continue with our presentation. Do we have anyone from the Department of Botany?
Ma'am, from Botany, Dr. Navneet is trying to join, but I think his internet connection is having some issues. So he may join in a while.
Okay, sure, no problem. From Department of Chemistry? Anyone from Department of Chemistry? I think Dr. Murli. बच्चों सारे ही डिपार्टमेंट जी पेपर ऑफर करते हैं और टीचर्स आएंगे आपको कांटेक्ट डिटेल देंगे टीचर्स का और एक गूगल फॉर्म का लिंक देंगे. आपको उस पर्टिकुलर पेपर का गूगल फॉर्म भरना है रजिस्ट्रेशन कराने के लिए. Are you speaking, Dr. Murli?
Ma'am, I think he was in college and the network was it's not very good in college.
Ma'am, network is good in college, ma'am.
In the
Please.
staff room, it's not good. I'm sorry. नवीन जी, अगर वो स्टाफ रूम में आप उनको बोल सकते हैं, वो आईसीटी में आके कर सकते हैं फिर प्रेजेंटेशन.
मैं एक बार चेक
बारी-
करता हूँ.
हाँ,
Please
उनका
do that.
ऑडियो एक बार चेक कीजिए, ऑडियो कनेक्ट है कि नहीं.
They're in the staff room.
हाँ, ऑडियो कनेक्ट तो है बट आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
नहीं,
He's
वो
in
स्क्रीन भी शेयर नहीं होती अगर नेटवर्क का इशू होता ना. लेट मी चेक व्हाट इज द इशू.
ठीक है.
Ma'am, Dr. Navneet from Botany has joined.
Okay, okay. Dr. Navneet, if you are ready, you may continue. And meanwhile, I'll just request my coordinators to answer the queries as much as you can. Dr. Navneet, are you ready for the presentation?
I'm not able to see the full screen. I'm just trying for the same.
Okay.
Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible. Yes. आप इसको presentation mode में कर सकते हैं.
That is what I am.
ये bottom पे, हाँ ये है ना bottom पे ये.
Is it visible now?
Yes, full screen it is.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible properly?
Yes.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I'm going to present the general elective one, basic laboratory and field skills. Just a second. And field skills in plant biology and allied sciences. So this GE is offered by the Department of Botany, and I'm Dr. Navneet. Along with one teacher, I will be teaching this paper. So the basic laboratory and field skills in plant biology is having 2 lecture classes and 2 practical credit, which means 4 hours practical class. There is no prerequisite for this GE paper, and only 12 passes required. So if you talk about the objective of this paper, it is about to learn fundamental skill important for performing laboratory and field experiment. We all know that now you are in the first semester of your course in the undergraduation, where you are required to do a lot of experiments in your lab. You need to understand various aspects, whether it is statistical or whether it is the computer skills for your experimentation, in general also, not only for the science students, it can be useful for the other streams also, because we are going to learn in this paper about computer skills, the statistical analysis, which is useful for the various research purpose and various academic purposes. So this paper is very useful for all the science as well as non-science students. For science, I will further emphasize one more thing, that because you are going to use various techniques in your laboratory, also when you enter into the lab, you have to follow some rules and ethics, which will be discussed in this paper. You have to have some precautions so that you are safe in your lab. And then when you are exiting, when you exit your lab, you should be safe. Okay. And there should not be any harm to you. So all those things will be discussed in this paper. Okay. Second thing, when you're doing any experimentation, you need to do the analysis of those results. So that definitely the statistical analysis we are going to discuss. Third thing, that when you are doing any experimentation, you need the computer skills. So this paper is going to teach the computer skills also. So lot of things you are going to learn, which will be useful for your first semester to the last semester, even in your post-graduation also. So this is a very basic paper, which is no doubt scoring, but useful also. Along with that, it is very useful for you. So in this paper, the first unit is basically the lab safety and good lab practices. So as I told that when you're entering in your lab, you have to be safe first. Okay. And for that, we need to follow some protocols, which will be discussed in this unit 1. Okay. So if I talk about elaborately, this unit will cover general laboratory safety, good laboratory practices, biosafety measures like first aid practices to be followed in case of like burn. Suppose there is a burn, you are using a Bunsen burner, there is a burn, then how to take care. If suppose any acid spill on your hand, how to take care. And acid spill is not like this, you are only in the biology lab or chemistry lab. In general also, it is very useful that if suppose any acid spill on your hand, how to take care to avoid any burn, okay, and injury. Then safety symbols, lab safety equipments like fire extinguisher. So fire extinguisher is not only in the lab, it is available in other than lab areas also. So you should know how to use them. What is the meaning of different symbols mentioned on the fire extinguisher? Fume hood, safety glasses, classes of laboratory chemicals, maintenance and handling of chemicals. In the chemicals also, you will find that there is a mentioning of LR, AR, molecular biological aid, HPLC. What are those? What is the meaning of those labels? So you will be able to understand in this unit 1. Then expiry date, precautions for use, disinfectants, biocontainment, disposal of hazardous chemicals, radioactive and biological waste, laboratory waste management. Nowadays, you must be listening about the radioactive nuclear attacks, and also what are those? What are the hazardous results of those things? We will discuss in this paper. We will also discuss. Recently, we have seen the COVID-19 where there was so much use of disinfectants, how they were effective in controlling the COVID-19, and similarly other diseases also. So those things will also be discussed in this unit 1. So it is very important unit for all the students. Then this is just a diagram to show the important lab safety rules. The second unit will talk about the use and maintenance of laboratory equipments. So whenever we are going in a lab of any stream, then there are a lot of equipments, which some of the equipments are very common. Like weighing balance is a very common equipment, okay, irrespective of any stream. So top loading and analytical weighing balance we will talk about. pH meter is again a very basic instrument present in all labs. How to calibrate it, how to use it. Then magnetic stirrer, which is useful for mixing purpose. Very common instrument. Pipettes again are very common. Autoclave, laminar airflow. They are also very common instruments which are present in lab, and how to use them we are going to discuss. Some advanced instrumentation like BOD incubator will also be discussed. Incubator shaker is again a very common instrument. Micrometer, hemocytometer, spectrophotometer. You know that even our various astronauts like Chandrayaan 3, if you talk about different type of spectrophotometer are present on the rover, which will analyze the soil of the moon. Okay, so we will discuss the basic spectrophotometer, but definitely it will be helpful for you to understand the more elaborately other spectrophotometry. Then agrogel electrophoresis unit, SDS phase unit, centrifuge, distillation unit. You can say this is the distillation unit, conductivity meter, lux meter. See in the diagram, you can say this is the agrogel electrophoresis, this is the weighing balance, this is for the distillation. Okay, where we are from which we are getting the distilled water. So this is unit 2, again a very useful unit for science as well as non-science students, but especially more, I will emphasize more for science students, which is very useful. This unit is very useful for them. Third, we come to the microscopy, sample and slide preparation. You must have seen in your school time the simple microscope. So we are going to here to discuss about in detail about the microscopy, how to make the slide, staining procedure, mounting, the fixing. Okay. Then we are going to discuss about the advanced microscope like confocal, fluorescent microscope. So this unit will cover the microscopy, sample and slide preparation, which is again useful in every stream. Then unit 4, measurements and calculations. Measurements and calculation, when we talk about, these are the very basic things, and these are again irrespective of any stream. Okay. Here we are going to discuss about units of measurements and conversion from one unit to another. Like for example, meter to micrometer, gram to milligram, kilogram to milligram. These are very basic things which and every student should be aware about all those units and how to convert them easily. Then measurement of volumes of liquids, weighing calculations. Many times students are not aware about how to do the calculation for making various chemicals, for example. Then this unit will help them to understand all those calculations, scientific notations, powers, logarithm, and fractions. So these diagrams are just for some of the conversions which are shown in the table. And unit 5 will talk about the solutions and buffers. When any experiment you are performing, you should understand what is the molarity, molality, normality. Okay. If you don't know, you will not be able to make the solutions. You will not be able to make the buffers. So we will discuss in this unit about all those things. And these are very, very basic things. If you are not aware, you will be helpless in your lab. Percent solution, stock solution. What is stock solution? It is very, very important to know by the students. Standard solution, dilution series, pH, acid and bases. About buffers with example of phosphate buffer, tris acetate buffer, tris chloride and citrate buffer. So these will be the examples of buffers. So this unit is going to equip you to understand various making of various solutions and buffers, and then conversion from then higher molarity to lower molarity, higher molality to lower molality, and so on. Okay, and what is the importance of stock solution, how to make it. So this unit is going to equip you for making various chemicals. Then unit 6 is about basic culturing techniques. Now you have seen that we have talked about the things which are useful for the for example, biochemistry lab, mall bio lab, zoology lab, botany lab, chemistry lab, everywhere. We have seen so many things which are useful in all these labs. Basic culturing techniques, you can say it is again, it's a microbiological aspect, but useful in every laboratory. Where we are talking about basic culture media. Okay. Then we are talking about liquid and solid, which is basically type of basic culture media. Then cultural techniques like plating. We will discuss about streaking. This is the example of streaking. You can see these beautiful pictures where, and these all diagrams are basically the after the streaking of the plates, and after incubation you are able to see these results. So streaking, spread plate, pour plate, replica plating, serial dilution, which is again very important. Many students are not, even they are passing their graduation, they don't know properly the serial dilution is what. So this unit is going to discuss about that. Then unit 7 is about data collection, statistical analysis and interpretation. And this unit is irrespective of any stream. Wherever you are, you require the this type of analysis. Okay. So here, fundamental of data collection, data types, primary and secondary. We are going to discuss methods of data collection, sampling methods, merits and their demerits, technical and biological replicates. We are going to discuss about classification, tabulation and presentation of data, and so on. We are also going to discuss about standard deviation, which is very important for any analysis. We are going to discuss mean, mode, median, variance. You might have heard about these mean, mode, median in your schooling, but this will help you to correlate with the laboratory experiments. Okay. Then standard error, coefficient of variation, difference between simple and population mean. So this is the statistical analysis. Then unit 8 will be about the basic computer skills for your biologists. Some students may be aware about some of the aspects of these these softwares, but definitely we are going to discuss with respect to the experimentation. Okay, or not only the experimentation, for analysis purpose also, how we can use MS Word, how we can use Excel, which has a lot of uses, how we can make the PowerPoint presentation, and how we can use for our academic career. Okay, and then introduction to biological databases. Then unit 9 will talk about the field skills. When we are doing any research, we require the field experimentation also. So in this field skills, we are going to discuss about identification, collection, cataloging, and preservation of plant specimens. So here we are going to talk about how to preserve the plant specimens, what are the herbarium, what is the herbarium, what is the museum. So all these things will be discussed in this unit. So till now you have seen it has a lot of things. This paper is have a lot of things to understand, to learn, which will be useful from your first semester to the last semester and even your post graduation. Then we come to the practical part for this paper. In the practical, we have total 12 experiments, and again, these experiments are reflecting the
Navneet,
different
please, it is
units.
requested to keep it brief.
Okay, just finishing in 1 minute. So it will come. It will have the representation of all the units where we are going to make the various solutions. We will discuss molar, normal, percentage, and all these things. Then we are going to discuss about determining pH of various solutions by various methods. Then working of instruments we will discuss of different microscope, autoclave, laminar air, flow spectrophotometer, etc., and advanced technique like agarose and polyacrylamide gels. Then we are going to discuss about mounts, the temporary peel mounts like preparation and staining. Then cell size calculation we are going to do. We are going to calculate the number of cells using hematocytometer. Then we are going to make the media. We have one unit for the same. Then we are going to talk about the genomic DNA isolation from E. coli, a molecular aspect. Then we are going to discuss about the statistical analysis. Then we are going to talk about the software, how we can use the software for various purposes. Then laboratory safety equipments, and then mounting of a properly dried and processed plant specimen with herbarium label. So these are the experiments, very interesting experiments which we are going to do. These are the some essential and recommended readings which will be provided to you, and these are the suggested readings. So finally, what will be the outcome of this paper? After completion of this course, the student will learn good lab practices, management of laboratory waste, understanding hazard and risk to ensure a safe laboratory environment, basics of measurements, units, and common mathematical calculations, sampling and data collection, handling and maintenance of instruments, and finally, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of results. So this paper is very useful, very scoring, and very good for your future also. Thank you. Any question? If you have any question, you may ask.
Students, if you have any query about this particular paper, please send in the question answer box. Student, please send the query regarding GE paper only. I will not answer any other query. Please. There is one.
What about the link? The sharing of a link. For this
Yeah, you
paper?
may please write it in the chat box.
Okay.
You may give your name, contact detail, whatever you want to, and the link to the Google form in the chat box.
Okay, thank you.
अभी आप आगे की चिंता ना करें कि 4th semester के बाद क्या होगा. First, you need clarity about 1st semester. अभी यहाँ जैसे query है, which GE subject is available for Telugu plus Pol Science combination? So this is BA program, Telugu plus Pol Science. So one of the core discipline is a language. So you can choose one language as your GE, and that language has to be different from Telugu. You cannot select Telugu as your GE language. So you select one language as GE, and you will study 2 papers of that language as GE1, GE3, and other 2 you can choose from the any other discipline different from this Pol Science, history, whatever is your other core discipline. For BCom honors students, there is no such restriction. All the honors students can choose a GE paper from the common pool. Next, Navneet, you may stop sharing, please.
Okay.
Madam, Dr. Murli Mohan from chemistry.
Yes, Dr. Murli, please. You may start now.
Am I audible, madam?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you, madam. Good afternoon, all of you. So this is Dr. Murli Mohan from the chemistry department. So the Department of Chemistry, Sri Venkateswara College is offering generic elective 1 for NEP courses for the semester 1. The course title is Atomic Structure and Chemical Bonding. The course objectives. This course consists of only 2 units. The first unit is Atomic Structure and second unit is Chemical Bonding. The course mainly reviews the structure of the atom, which is a necessary prerequisite in understanding the nature of chemical bonding in compounds. It provides basic knowledge about ionic and covalent bonding. The constitution of this course strongly aids in the paramount learning of the fundamental concepts about atomic structure, chemical bonding, and their applications. This course having total credits of 4, whereas theory has 2 credits and practical has 2 credits. The learning outcomes, the theory has 2 credits. By the end of the course, you will be able to understand the basic concepts of the structure of atom and the electronic configuration and some of the terms like quantum numbers, and you will be able to understand the shapes of atoms such as S, P, and D orbitals. By the end of the course, you will be able to understand the concept of chemical bonding, that is ionic bonding and covalent bonding also. And you'll be able to understand how to predict the plausible shapes and geometries of the molecule using different theories such as Vesper and molecular orbital theory. This course also giving you hands-on experience, especially on basic titrations, very easy titrations. You will have 2 different types of titrations in this course, that is acid-based titrations and redox titrations. So in this hands-on experience, you'll be able to understand how to use the particular indicators in these titrations. And then in conclusions, this course is providing you the basic concepts of the detailing of atomic structure and chemical bonding. This is very easy paper, which already you have gone through in your +2. That means in your schooling. So you will also get good credits in this paper. Thank you. If you have any doubt, feel free to contact me. Thank you, madam.
Dr. Murli, please share the contact details, your name, title
Yes.
of the paper, and the Google form link in the chat box.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you may stop sharing now. Yeah, thank you. Next, we have Department of Commerce. Anyone from Department of Commerce? Please raise your hand.
Ma'am, Dr. P. Chengal Iru is there. I think he's from the Department of Commerce.
Okay. Dr. Changarali. Are you ready for the presentation? Dr. Changaralu? Meanwhile, I invite from Department of Economics. We have, I think, Dr. Shibani with us. Department of Economics, anyone?
Yes, I mean, I'm
Just
in one course, yes.
okay.
Just a second.
1+ कौन है ये जिसने हैंड रेज किया है? If you are a faculty, please type in the question answer box. Students, do not raise your hand. Sushmita, are you with us? Anybody from economics department?
Yes, ma'am. I am there. Shibani and Sushmita must also be there.
I can't see her now.
I'll start with my presentation, ma'am.
Okay, sure.
Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So, good afternoon, students. I am Shibani from the Department of Economics, and we are offering 2 papers. I'll be talking about the first one, which is Principles of Microeconomics 1. So, in that, you will be having 4 units, which are comprising of an introduction, in which we'll be talking about the basic principles of microeconomics, what is the production possibility frontier, what are the basic foundational stones of microeconomics. We'll be introducing those concepts in the first unit. Then in the second unit, we'll be talking about consumer theory, how the consumers make choices, who is the rational consumer, what is the equilibrium in consumer theory, and so on. And in the third unit, since we've talked about consumer theory, we have to talk about the producer theory as well, which comprises of production and costs. Because only when we combine production and cost decisions do we reach profit maximization in a market. And after that, after talking about a rational consumer, a producer, then we'll talk about perfect competition, which is a form of a market structure. So in that, we'll just be talking about perfect competition and not any other market structure. So basically, this is a course which will equip you all, whoever chooses this course, with the basic fundamentals of microeconomics, and you will be able to make a decision as a rational consumer and if you are a consumer, then as a rational consumer, and if you are a producer, then as a profit maximizer. So basically, it will help you choose and make decisions based on your profit ability. So of course, it will improve your decision making skills as well. We'll be having class tests, internal assessments, and continuous assessments in this. It is a 4-credit course with 3 lectures and 1 tutorial. So the eligibility for this is that you have to be a 12th pass, and there is no prerequisite as such. If you have any queries, here is my email ID and my contact number. And after this presentation, I'll share the Google form with you all. You can choose this course. That is it from my side. And ma'am, Sushmita is wanting to join in as a panelist.
I have promoted her.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. I just had a network issue.
Shivani, kindly share your details and the Google form link in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am.
Is my screen visible, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sushmita, and I'm from Economics Department. We are offering this GE course, Basic Development Economics. So I'll just give you an idea about what is the syllabus, what is the course outline, and what would you expect to learn from this course. So the syllabus of the course, just a second. Anyways, just a second. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is completely visible. On the screen, you can see the arrow to change.
No, I just wanted to exit it. Yeah. So as you can see here, the unit 1 is containing development and underdevelopment. We discuss about, say, various theories and research papers about, say, growth and development debate. And then we also discuss about various classic approaches of development. Then we also discuss the contemporary, that is, say, currently what are the theories of development and underdevelopment. Then we discuss in unit 2 about, say, what are the goals for attaining this development, and also there are any indicators, what they are, and how do we measure the underdevelopment. Then we go on discussing about various concepts that we use to measure poverty, inequality, and also how do we calculate the poverty line using, say, national and, say, international criterias and all. Then unit 3 discusses majorly about what are the capabilities, say, human development and also sustainable development. Say, development is not just about, say, having an economic, say, improvement and all, but it includes improving the capabilities. So we discuss various papers and various other articles regarding this. Then unit 4, we discuss about, say, globalization and development, how there is pros and cons for this globalization, and say, inequality measures and all. So this is broadly the 4 units that we will be discussing under basic development economics. Next is, what are the learning objectives? So the course exposes you to some of the key ideas and concepts in the area of economic growth, human development, and globalization. And also we discuss the alternative concepts that we have about the development and all. So students will develop a critical understanding. So the second one is about the outcome. What do you expect, or what will you be learning from this course? That is, students will develop a critical understanding of the contemporary issues in the economic growth and development and their parts. Then students will thus be able to better prepare to face, say, the professional world around, say, having a knowledge about the variety of things that, I mean, you would be seeing, say, it would help in your job, including, say, corporates or, say, any competitive exams that you're giving and all. So as you can see here, we have 3 lectures and 1 tutorial, and the practical component, I mean, we don't have any practical component. And also the eligible criteria is +12, and say there's no prerequisite for attending this course. So if you have any further details regarding the course structure or anything, you can just contact me over here. Say the contact details are mentioned. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sushmita. If there is a separate Google form for this paper?
Yes, I mean, Shibani will share.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, madam. This is Changal Raylu, Department of Commerce, madam.
Yes, please, you may continue now.
I will share the PPT. Madam, next time I will share the next presentation.
Okay, fine. Department of English?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Dr. Manvi Singh is with us. I invite Dr. Manvi to give a brief description about the GE paper Department of English is offering.
Okay. I hope you all are able to see my screen. So the Department of English is offering this paper, Literature and Human Rights. Students, you can see that these are the teachers involved in this paper. The paper will be tutored by Dr. Reena Ramdev and Dr. Manvi Singh, which is me, and Dr. Amrita Sharma will be teaching you this paper. So let's dive into this paper and let's get to know what it's all about. So the primary goal of this course is to explore the intricate relationship between two realms and unveil how literature often becomes a powerful medium to discuss and advocate for human rights. And the very first thing that is there in this paper is investigating in human rights through literature. So you will be exploring literary texts to learn how authors contribute to the human rights discourse. You will also be looking at how stories, characters, and narratives can highlight the challenges and victories faced by people who fight for their rights. And it will be shedding light on both internal and external factors. Moving on. These are the two learning outcomes that you will be getting by the end of the semester. The first one is relevance of human rights. So I'll just read it out for you. By immersing ourselves in various literary works, you will develop an understanding of the significance of human rights in everyday life. You will also see how these rights are deeply interwoven with the fabric of our existence, impacting individuals and communities across the globe. The second most important thing that you will learn in this importance of human rights in literature. So through discussions and analysis, you will come to know and appreciate how literature provides a unique platform to engage with human rights issue. You will also learn to recognize the nuanced ways in which authors convey the challenges, dilemma, and aspiration of characters within the context of human rights. These are the three things that we will be dealing with. The very first unit is novel. The second one is also a novel, To Kill a Mockingbird and Orwell's 1984. The third one, freedom and expression of human rights, is one of the topics that we will be discussing. And in this topic, you have short stories and poems. Plus, but not the least, we have this last conclusion thing. So you will be able to understand the relationship between literature and human rights. And you will be able to comprehend the power of storytelling to inspire change and increase public understanding of significance of human rights. And there's a link to the Google form, which I will be sharing in the chat box also. And this is a 4 credits paper, which is divided into 3+1 tutorial, 3 lectures plus 1 tutorial. You don't need any prerequisite knowledge or prerequisite condition is not there in this, and there's no practical component in this paper. So I am hopeful, and I am hopeful that I will see you in these classes. And I will be sharing the Google form link so that you can fill it up. Okay. And if there is any question regarding this thing, please put it in the Q&A chat box thing. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Manvi. Next, I invite from Department of Electronics. Dr. Rakhi is with us.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, a very good afternoon. So I'm Dr. Rakhi from Department of Electronics. Our department is offering data engineering and analytics as GE1 for the current academic session. Now over here, I have put up a picture which shows what could happen or what actually happens in a minute in the universe of World Wide Web. And most of the data that we are generating on 2 major platforms like Netflix, YouTube, Google, Facebook, all the social media platforms, the e-commerce giants like Amazon, Flipkart. So this is an old data. And as you can see that we were generating almost 4 zettabytes of data in an year. And in order to store that much data, we may require nearly 3 billion drives. So the data is huge, humongous in nature, but how to deal with that data, that much amount of data? There comes the role of data engineers, data scientists. So data engineers, basically, data engineering is the art of making data useful and accessible for analysis as well as decision making. And this field is basically associated with analysis and tasks to get and store data and then process that data and convert into a clean form in order to further process it and use it for different applications like data visualization, business analysis, data science solutions, etc. And basically, the goal is to provide an organized standard data flow to enable data-driven models such as machine learning models, where the data scientists come into picture, and also the data analysis part, where the data analysts come into picture. So basically, the job of a data engineer is to provide, first of all, collect, store, transform, clean that data from its raw form into a form which can be further transferred to a data scientist or a data analyst for further usage. So this is the, you can see on the picture, all the platforms, the technologies which a data engineer must know and works upon. So the data engineer works upon the cloud in the form of cloud computing. And also they work on the visualization part using Power BI tools like Power BI, Pandas, and platforms used for big data analysis like Hadoop, Kafka, Spark, and also deals with data which is raw in form, which may be raw in form or which may be cleaned to make some worth out of it. And the languages which a data engineer must know to use these technologies like Python, Java, R, and Scala. Now, this is the slide shows you the curriculum. So this is a 4-credit paper where there are which are divided in 3 theory classes. So 3 credits for the theory classes and 1 credit for the practical class. The course structure is divided in 4 units, wherein the first unit you will be taught about the mathematical foundations which are required for data engineering. So you'll be given a brief introduction, or maybe the tools, the statistical tools and the mathematical tools, which are required to basically analyze the data and draw inferences out of the data. The second unit deals with the introduction to data engineering and data science, wherein you will be studying about, first of all, the major difference between a data engineer and a data scientist, how many types of data are available and what are their file formats, as well as basically how do we store that much amount of data, about the data repositories, the data lakes, and the data pipelines, the different platforms which are there to integrate different sources. Then we'll also talk about a little bit about big data and also a little bit about cloud computing in Unit 2. And the programming language which we'll be using for implementing all this stuff is Python. So all the essential Python libraries will also be discussed and worked upon during the course of this paper. Then Unit 3 deals with understanding pandas and data wrangling, or the data munging part, where will be working extensively on this library to basically create data structures and derive some knowledge out of that data, clean the data, prepare it, transform it to make it usable. And the 4th unit will deal with data aggregation part and the analytics part, wherein we'll be discussing, this is again an extension of the pandas library that we'll be making use of, as well as the time series data analysis that is also there. As far as the practical component is concerned, so these are the listed practicals. We will be working, as you can see, the learning outcomes on the slide, that we will be implementing various data analysis tools in the pandas, using the pandas library basically, and also we'll be doing basic data analysis techniques to clean and filter the data, manipulate the data, derive information about the data. And the most important thing is that we'll be solving some real world data analysis problems by taking data from different sources, like the mentioned one, the practical number 4, 5. These all are the actual real live data that we'll be making use of and working upon, cleaning them, filtering them, plotting, finding out, and deriving a conclusion out of it. So these are the learning outcomes which are listed over here. So we'll be making use of data analysis tools using the pandas library, as I just told you, understanding basic data analysis techniques, collecting, exploring, cleaning, munging, and manipulating the data. All of this stuff will be done using the pandas library, solving the real world data analysis problems, and also building some data science applications using Python-based toolkits. As far as the prerequisites are concerned, so the student must have a basic knowledge of Python programming. So because we'll be starting right away from the libraries, so obviously some basic knowledge is required. But since Python is such language which is very, very easy to understand, so the first few classes we will be basically teaching basic Python also in order to ramp up the students to up to that level that they can actually use the language to implement some applications. So basically, most of the students who are interested to study, who have a basic slight knowledge of Python programming, they all can join this course. And thank you very much for your kind attention. And I have shared my contact details over here. So you can write to us if you have any queries related to this particular paper. You can write on these given email IDs. And I will also share this Google form link in the chat section right after my presentation. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Raki. Next, I invite from Department of Hindi. Is there anyone from Hindi department? Department of History?
Department of Commerce, ma'am.
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you may try once again.
Yes. Is it visible, madam?
Not yet. Are you in college, Dr. Changaraju?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
You can take the help of ICT.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, you go to the ICT lab, they will help you, whatever issue you are facing. Anyone from the history department?
Ma'am, Newti ma'am is joining in a while. We can go for the next presentation.
Okay. Dr. Monica from mathematics department, please be ready.
Also, if there are any faculty in the participants, kindly raise your hand so that we can make you a panelist. Only the faculty.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Monica.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Monica Meena from Department of Mathematics, and Department of Mathematics is offering Fundamental of Calculus as a general elective paper. It's a 4-credit paper in which you will have 3 lectures and 1 tutorial. The course objective is to basically we will study about the changing in a variable with respect to the another variable. So it will contain 4 units. In the first unit, you will understand about continuity and differentiability of a function that I hope all of you are familiar with the continuity and differentiability, those who have studied mathematics in their class 12. And these will be the sub point that we will cover. The unit second will contain mean value theorem and its application, and then these will be the subtopic for the unit 2. And in the unit 3, we will learn about the tracing of a curve using some basic properties like concavity, convexity, inflection point, asymptote, and all these things. And these are the reference book that we will follow. Thank you.
Monica, you may share your contact details and the Google form link in the chat box, please.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
Department of Physical Education, is anybody with us? Students, please lower your hand. Department of Physics?
Physics.
Yeah.
So I will share the screen. Is it visible?
Yeah, I think it is coming.
It may be a little heavy.
आई नहीं है डॉक्टर अवस्थी अभी आपकी स्क्रीन. You miss. No, stop sharing and then restart.
Okay. I'm sharing again.
Is the screen visible to any other?
No, ma'am.
Because it is showing that you have shared, you have started screen sharing.
Yes.
Okay, maybe I will try a PDF file. I mean, this was a doc file and maybe it is heavy. Ma'am, you may go ahead with someone else. I will make the PDF file and then I will present.
Okay. Dr. Changaralu, are you sharing the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Dr. Rajveer, meanwhile, you can share the attendance and the feedback form also.
Yes, ma'am.
The screen is not visible. Department of Political Science. Next is your turn. Is there anyone?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. I am here.
Okay. If you are ready, you can start with your presentation.
Madam, political science?
Political science, yes.
Yes, yes. Okay, madam. Thank you.
The feedback and the attendance form link has been shared in the chat box. Kindly, students, all of you, you need to fill that.
Madam, is it visible, madam, screen?
Yes, visible.
Good evening to all. This is Dr. Rabu Narsaya, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science. On behalf of Political Science Department, we are offering for first semester students, that is GE, ideas in Indian political thought. Coming to the objectives of the course, to have a basic understanding of various themes that has shaped in Indian society and politics, like what is dharma, what is danda, what is varna, what is jati. These are the concepts. Basically, these concepts revolves around key concept based on original test, which would help the students to critically engage with the ideas. Coming to the outcomes of the course, after completion of the course, students are in a position to answer the nature and form of statecraft that existed in ancient India from 4th century BC to up to 100 BC, Vedic period, Indus Valley civilization, then Bronze Age. Then coming to the second outcome, explain how test in ancient India interpreted dharma and danda. What is dharma and what is danda? Then answer what were sources and mechanism to practice nyaya in ancient India. Coming to the another objective, make a distinction between Rashtra and Rajya. What is Rajya and what is Rashtra? Then last one is explain the meaning and foundations of Varna and caste. What is Varna and what is caste? That is Jati system. Then next one, coming to the details of the course. This course consists of 4 credits. There are 3 lectures per week and 1 tutorial. Coming to the internal assessment, 30 marks, it is meant for 30 marks. Out of 30, 12 marks for internal test, 12 marks for internal assignment, and 6 marks for attendance. Apart from internal assessment, there is a continuous assessment also. It is meant for 40 marks. 35 marks are meant for group activities, presentations, debates, discussion, and remaining 5, it is meant for attendance. And the end semester, it is for 90 marks. Then coming to the syllabus of the course, there are 7 units within the syllabus. The first one, it talks about Dharma and Danda, Kautilya, Ardhashastra. Actually, it's famous book Ardhashastra. Kautilya also still relevance in the Indian politics. Then second unit that talks about gender, Tarabai Shinde from Maharashtra, it talks about gender, about the gender. Third unit, it talks about culture and nationalism. Swami Vivekananda, it talks about the Hindu culture and Hindu nationalism. What does it mean of Hindu nationalism? Then fourth unit, that is Mahatma Gandhi concept of Swaraj, self-rule. Then fifth unit is B.R. Ambedkar concept of Nyaya. And sixth unit is Savarkar, the concept of Hindutva. Then seventh unit, that is about Deen Dayal Upadhyaya concept of integral humanism. These are the 7 units. Thank you. This is about the course. I will sharing my details, my email ID and my phone number in the chat box. So you can contact me regarding the course. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Dr. Musaya, you may stop sharing now.
Yes. One second.
Next, I invite from Department of Sanskrit. Do we have anyone from Department of Sanskrit? Dr. Nuti, are you ready for the presentation? Statistics? Department of Statistics?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, good evening, dear students. I am Dr. Alok Kumar Singh from Department of Statistics. Dear student, Department of Statistics is offering basic statistics as your GE paper. So the field of statistics is the science of learning from data. Nowadays, statistics is used in every aspect of life, such as data science, business, sports, weather forecasting, and much more. So statistical knowledge helps you to use the proper methods to collect the data, employ the correct analysis, and effectively present the result. So here, if someone think why we study statistics, so here is the reason. Okay, data are everywhere. Statistical techniques used to make many decisions that affects our lives. No matter what your career, you will make professional decision that involves data. These are the areas that where we can use our statistical knowledge. Now, coming to the syllabus of your paper, there are 3 units: elementary statistics, descriptive statistics, correlation, and regression. So in first unit, you will learn about the data. Basically, everyone is talking about the data, but in this unit, you will learn how we collect the data, what is the type of the data, how you present the data in diagrammatic form. Okay. In second unit, you will learn about descriptive statistics. Statistics is not only the mean median mode, it is just beyond the mean median mode. Okay, so in second unit, you will be learn about some statistical concept like skewness, kurtosis, which are very much useful in our daily life. And in third unit, you will be learn about some statistical measure like correlation and regression.
Sorry to interrupt, your slides are not moving.
No, मैं मूवी नहीं कर रहा. Okay, so this is all about the syllabus. Okay, the learning outcomes of this paper is after completion of this course, you will be able to understand the statistical population and sample, present tabular and graphical representation of the data, measure of central tendencies, skewness, movements, correlation, and regression. Credit for this paper is 4, 3 lecture and 1 practical. Okay. So for any queries, you can contact Professor Veena Buddhiraja, teacher in charge, Department of Statistics, and myself. And I'm sharing the Google link in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alok. Students, for your clarification, there are many queries.
Yeah, one more thing. There is not mathematics student can also apply, because this is not the fully mathematics paper. If you someone think that a lot of calculation is involved in this syllabus, so there is no mathematical use in this paper. So non-mathematics student can apply.
What about those who have not studied maths till 12th?
Ma'am, it's okay. They can also apply.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you. Thank you.
There is a question, can I opt for 2 GEs for this semester? No. GE is compulsory and you can choose only one paper as your GE paper. I again repeat, if you are an honors student, even if you are having Hindi honors, English honors, you can choose any GE paper from the common pool other than your own discipline. Okay, the idea of GE is choosing a paper from a discipline different from your core discipline. For BA program and BCom program students, you only have language option for the first 4 semesters. Common pool will be open for you when you'll reach to the 3rd year. Okay, let us continue with the presentations. Anybody ready?
Ma'am, from physics, may I retry or I will go with the PDF?
Yeah, please, you may.
Is this visible?
Again, the same screen.
No.
Okay.
You have started screen sharing.
Okay, I will change the screen. I will go with PDF. Is this one visible?
No, nothing is visible. वो same ही screen है.
Okay, I will reset.
You, yes, reshare. I think it's not the problem of the file, it is the problem with sharing.
Is it visible now?
नहीं डॉक्टर अवस्थी अभी भी नहीं है. वही same screen है that you have started screen sharing. It is written, but it's black.
This time I'm sharing PDF, so it should not be having much trouble.
You can
Anyway,
send
you can go ahead
this
with the-
PPT to us, or we will share, and you just give us the idea.
Kindly
yes,
send
I
it to
can do
me.
that.
You send the PPT to Rajbir. She will share the screen.
Rajbir@svc.ac.in.
Okay. I will do.
Now I would like to invite from Department of Sociology.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here, Niharik.
Yes, Niharik, please go ahead.
Just a second. Is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, screen is.
Good evening, students. I'm presenting the generic elective offered by the Department of Sociology titled Sociology and Everyday Life. Let me begin with a small quote from a very prominent sociologist, C. Wright Mills, which pretty much captures the spirit of this paper. Neither the life of an individual nor the history of a society can be understood without understanding both. Thus, the primary objective of this course is to share the unique and valuable approach of this discipline to our everyday realities. On any routine day, we are all continuously performing our social roles connected to our different social positions and identities we associate with, such as gender, religious, linguistic, regional, caste, etc. It shapes our sense of self as well as our everyday. This paper seeks to introduce to its readers the interrelationship between an individual and the larger social structure that invariably influences the simplest practices in our lives without us usually being aware of it. For instance, if we take the role of a caregiver in a family, more often than not, most of you would picture the mother as the natural caregiver of the family. From a sociological point of view, we question this practice and ask if it is more cultural than natural. Is it the society, the family, or even the advertisements we view on the television that is creating this role for women to ensure they remain within the household? The sociological imagination enables us to engage with our own stories, our biographies, and visualize it embedded in particular historical and societal settings. It presents with a more holistic understanding of not just our own selves, but also our community, our society, the power equations that shape our daily lives. It will unsettle your commonsensical notions regarding institutions and practices that we never paid much attention to before. Therefore, I can confidently say that this paper is bound to surprise you. The three significant outcomes of this paper will be, first, awareness about our own social identities and positions as members of this society. Second, criticality, as we learn the theoretical tools to question social institutions and practices taken for granted so far. And third, reflexivity, as we sharpen our self-consciousness and reflect on our worldview, our opinions from a sociological perspective. The contents of this paper are a good mix of theoretical and empirical readings which support the contemporary and applied nature of this paper. The paper is divided into 3 units broadly. First, the invitation to sociological imagination that familiarizes us with the significant theoretical standpoints. Second, journey into the everyday social world that introduces basic concepts such as groups, social relations, culture, self, religion, gender, and even the economy of emotions via case studies. And third, which is the most interesting, is practicing sociology that encourages us to apply all that we have learned through the semester and reflect on our own intellectual standpoints. The evaluation, like most other papers, is divided into 2 components. The main written examination is for 90 marks and the internal assessment for 70, which will include a class test, assignment, group discussion, and perhaps a report along with attendance. In the end, I think I can speak with some certainty that whatever insights you gain in this paper, it will be of relevance to you, irrespective of your academic pursuits. If you have any further query, feel free to contact me. And I hope this paper is of interest to you, and I'll be seeing you in class. Thank you.
Audible, madam? Department of Commerce, madam. Chandra.
Yes, yes, you are audible.
I will share the PPT. Is it visual, ma'am?
Visible, sir. Your screen is visible.
Okay. Myself is Dr. P. Changalrayalu. On behalf of Department of Commerce, generic elective offered by the Department of Commerce. The title of the paper is Basic Personal Taxation. Total credits for 4, 3 for lectures, and 1 is tutorial. This course learning objective to provide basic knowledge and equip students with the application of principles and provisions of the Income Tax Act 1961 applicable to individuals and the relevant rules, and to enable the students to apply them to real world situations. Learning objectives of this course: analyze the basic concepts of income tax and determine the residential status of different persons. Compute income under the heads salaries and income from house property. And third outcomes: compute income under the heads profits and gains of business or profession and capital gains. Compute income under the head income from other sources and understand the provisions relating to income of other persons, included in assessee's total income. And final one is analyze various deductions and computation of total income and total and tax liability of individuals. So syllabus of basic personal taxation. Unit 1 is introduction, origin of tax system in India, taxation, voluntary practice to the involuntary system, Kautilya's philosophy of taxation, and unit number 2 is computation of income, which is deals with income from salaries and income from house property. And third unit, computation of income to profits and gains of business or profession. Basic charges, computing business or profession income, the relevance of methods of accounting, scheme of deduction and allowances, specific deductions under the Act, specific allowances under the Act. And last unit, so computation of income 3. So this unit deals with capital gains and income from other sources. So thank you so much. All the bright future for
Thank you, Dr. Changaran.
all the
You may share the Google Form link and your contact details in the chat box.
I will share the Google Form.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Dr. Rajvi. Yeah.
Dr. Razgir can share this.
Yes, I'll share it.
Okay, cool. This presentation will not have all the effects as my Google Doc file would have had, but anyway, we won't be busy much. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello, am I clearly audible?
Yes, you're clearly audible.
Okay, great. So this is a generic elective course on introductory astronomy. And this course is meant to introduce us with the wonders of universe in the simplest possible way. That means we will not be requiring a priori knowledge of detailed mathematics, basic mathematics, and basic understanding of scientific reasoning will do the job. In this presentation, I will attempt to streamline your curiosities about the sky we have been seeing from our childhood. In this course, you will understand how philosophers, astronomers, mathematicians, physicists, and more recently, even biologists have been trying to understand and have come to understand various mysteries of universe, starting from very basic geometry to the most intricate laws of physics which are applied in here. But yeah, I mean, of course, we will not be discussing the intricacies of nature in this course. We will keep it as simple as possible. As I suppose I understand, I can safely say that Our sky has been our childhood friend. We have spent nights and nights for years staring and wondering about it. We grew with so many questions about it, and unfortunately, so less number of satisfactory answers. This course offers us the opportunity to clear all our doubts about the sky in particular and the universe in general. I hope every one of you have a first-hand experience of seeing night sky like this shown in the introduction in this slide, in this page. Uh, Behind its beauty, this splendid image is hiding so much information about the existence in absolute sense that a life is not enough to learn. If you have never seen it seen it ever uh, at first hand, you didn't had at first hand experience, you run to the some remote uninhabited location in a clean summer night of India and grab the view uh, at the earliest possible moment. Uh, Next page. But we don't have to be disappointed if we are going to stay for longer in Delhi. We have nowadays models of the sky, and there are softwares which you can look at the sky using those softwares at any time, and you can have live streaming of it. Uh, Here in this picture, I have this Stellarium free software which can run on a simple desktop or laptop. And this screen is captured day sky view of New Delhi and was captured yesterday only. Next page, please. And this is how we introduce mythology about our sky. Mm, Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah, and this is actually the night view. I mean, it may not be looking as clear to you, but it is mimicking the behavior of the first phase. And this is also taken uh, from the Stellarium um, application. And this was captured in the midnight of 21st and 22nd August. And this view is in New Delhi. So you don't have to really miss much. You can, using softwares, applications, you can have um, some experience of the night sky. Next, please. So the moment we go out and see the sky, we only see the half part of it. Half part is hidden by the earth, and we cannot have a look at it. If we stay longer and try to understand how the stars are moving, you can see the right top picture, how the stars are moving. Some of the stars never set, they are always rising, and some rise and set, and some stars never rise, which are below your horizon. And given the distance they have from us, it is very hard to explain their motion. The only possible explanation is that the Earth is rotating about its axis. So these kind of queries will be addressed in this course. It's not just that Earth is rotating about its axis. The motion of Earth are multiples, and at least 6 of them which are known. Can we go to the next page? Not only the rotation, but it is accompanying the moon, and the motion is like in the middle about the sun. And it's not just our planet, there are so many other planets which are revolving around the sun, and sun itself is spinning about its axis. And all seems like they are in a plane, but the plane is not precise. I mean, it's close to the plane. And this Sky Live is a live uh, Sky Watch. You can use in your browser. You can log in into it and see the sky. And from different point of view, you can see the sky. And I have captured an image from very neighborhood of our solar system, so that I could also capture the galaxy, our galaxy, the Milky Way. And we see that compared to the plane of the sun, the axis of Milky Way, the arm of Milky Way is not in the plane. It is inclined with certain angle. Can we go to the next page, please? Yeah, and this is the actual motion of Earth around Sun. Sun is running around the center of galaxy, and Earth is rotating about the Sun. And this picture would have been amazing if I had collected all those planets and their satellites. So it would make a fascinating image. But to keep it simple, we have just one object revolving around the other object when it is traveling. Next page, please. And yeah, and if we look into the whole, I mean, this is a thought image of the galaxy, our galaxy. And the position of Sun would appear to be somewhere here as pointed. And we see that how small our world actually is, what we call our world. The universe is much bigger size. I mean, it's pointing to some point, but really we cannot see where the sun is or where our solar system is. Next page, please. So in this course, not only we discuss about the astronomical objects, but the tools to explore the sky, and starting from the stick-like telescope of Galileo, which helped him in discovering the satellites of Jupiter, and the idea that Earth is not at the center of the universe. It's not just about our neighborhood. We are thriving to much larger scale, and for that we require the larger size telescope of several kilometer size, as shown in the top right picture. And not only the ground-based telescope, but space telescopes like Hubble telescope, which actually discovered that universe is expanding in finer detail after Hubble. India is also contributing into it, and we also get to know our contribution in this course in the discovery of discoveries about our universe. So we are not just talking about our neighborhood. Next page, please. We try to understand the whole universe as seen in this picture. It's not the actual picture of universe, but some cosmic microwave background seen from all around us. I have not included the syllabus in this presentation, but I can go through it if I'm given a couple of minutes, I suppose. And it's divided in 6 pieces. Do I have a couple of minutes? Okay, I suppose I have. So first unit is about astronomy and astronomical scales. This is how to really start watching. This unit is about how to start watching the night sky and what is the scale of these astronomical objects. In our colloquial conversation, we often happen to make things large by saying that to astronomical scale. So definitely we are not talking about the kilograms, thousands kilogram, million kilogram, much larger than that. We are not talking about the kilometers, 1,000 kilometers, much larger than that scale. In Unit 2, we will be talking about the basic parameters of the star. That would mean how a star is formed. What are the conditions for a star to form? What is the life cycle of the star? How it is going to live, get younger and older, and how it is going to die. And the Unit 3 is the astronomical measurement. So in this one, we will talk about the methods of measurement and the equipments, basically the telescope, different kind of telescopes we use to measure different parameters so that we can study them thoroughly. In the 4th unit, we talk about the sun and solar system, our favorite topic. We try to understand various features of the sun and the solar system. In the 5th unit, we expand our area of interest and try to talk about the galaxies, how these galaxies are formed and why they are formed, what kind of galaxies are there, what is there and what is not there, what is at the center of galaxy, and so on. So many questions we have about the galaxy and in fact the collection of galaxies, the whole universe. And in the 6th unit, we talk about the contribution of India in astronomy. So this would make the complete syllabus. You can go through the syllabus, download the PDF image, PDF file of it. And I don't think that any of those topics you will find difficult even at the first sight to understand, and you might have not been encountered. You might have encountered. You must have definitely some this or that way. You must have encountered those things in your discussion in the popular science talks and so on. So with this, I suppose I can stop talking about it. I will share the link of Google Form in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Next, we have yes, Dr. Ramkishore from Department of Hindi. He will be briefing you about GE Hindi paper.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon to all the students. Sorry for being late joining. हिंदी जो जी है फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर के विद्यार्थियों के लिए, ऐसे मेरे पास कोई पीपीटी नहीं है, लेकिन मैं आपको बता दूं कि जी में एक बहुत पॉपुलर हमारा कोर्स है जिसका नाम है हिंदी सिनेमा और उसका अध्ययन। आप सब लोग जानते हैं, जिसमें क्रिएटिविटी के लिए पटकथा लेखन है, सिनेमा है, सिनेमेटोग्राफी है, ये उसकी अंतर वस्तु है, कथा है, डायलॉग्स हैं, ये महत्वपूर्ण होते हैं। आप सबने सुना होगा, तुम्हारे पास गाड़ी है, बंगला है, घोड़ा है, तुम्हारे पास क्या है। तो ये सारे जो डायलॉग्स हैं विद्यार्थियों के लिए काफी उत्कृष्ट श्रेणी का हम सिनेमा प्रबंधन करवाते हैं यहाँ, जिसमें जो कोर्स का ऑब्जेक्टिव है हिंदी सिनेमा जगत की जानकारी प्रदान करना, सिनेमा के निर्माण, प्रसारण और उपयोग से संबंधित जो चिंतन है उसको विश्लेषित करना। ये जो कोर्स है 4 इकाइयों में बटा हुआ है। फर्स्ट इकाई है जो इसमें सिनेमा का सामान्य परिचय दिया जाएगा, जिससे जन माध्यम के रूप में सिनेमा कैसा है, सिनेमा का इतिहास कैसा है, सिनेमा के जो व्यावसायिक रूप है आपके सामने उनके बारे में बताया जाएगा। समानांतर सिनेमा क्या है और उसके साथ साथ जो फोक और लोकल सिनेमा है उसके बारे में भी आपको बृहद जानकारी प्रदान की जाएगी। इकाई 2 के अंतर्गत सिनेमा के जो अध्ययन है उसके विविध अध्ययन दृष्टियों का विश्लेषण किया जाएगा, जिसमें हिंदी सिनेमा का जो राष्ट्रीय बाजार है, हिंदी सिनेमा का जो अंतरराष्ट्रीय बाजार है, इन पर एक व्यापक और गंभीर विवेचन आपके सामने प्रस्तुत किया जाएगा। साथ साथ विद्यार्थियों को स्किल्ड किया जाएगा कि किस प्रकार से सिनेमा जो है वैश्विक स्तर पर और अंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तर के साथ साथ राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर इसकी ख्याति बढ़ी है, और उसमें और कौन कौन से बिंदु हो सकते हैं जो सामाजिक पहलुओं को विश्लेषित कर सकते हैं, समाज की जो बुराइयां हैं उसको दूर करने में मदद कर सकते हैं। इकाई 3 के अंतर्गत सिनेमा की अंतर्वस्तु, जिसको आप प्लॉट ऑफ द सिनेमा कह सकते हैं, प्लॉट ऑफ द ड्रामा कह सकते हैं, उसकी जो अलग अलग टेक्निक्स हैं उसके बारे में बताया जाएगा, जिसमें अभिनय है, एक्टिंग है। एक्टिंग के 4 रूपों में आप जानते हैं, एक आंगिक है, दूसरा वाचिक है, तीसरा आहार्य है और चौथा सात्विक है। इसी तरह से रंग निर्देश होगा, संगीत है इस और नृत्य है। गीत, नृत्य और संगीत की त्रिस्थली है सिनेमा। कैमरा, लाइट और साउंड का कमाल है। सिनेमा और सेंसर बोर्ड की जो भूमिका है आपको हम इकाई 3 के अंतर्गत पढ़ाएंगे। इकाई 4 के अंतर्गत इसकी जो अलग अलग एस्पेक्ट्स हैं, जो दृष्टि है जिसे हम विश्लेषण करते हैं, जिसमें सिनेमा अध्ययन की दिशाएं हैं, सिनेमा समीक्षा के जो विविध पहलू हैं, कुछ सिनेमा के बारे में भी आपको दिखाएंगे भी और बताएंगे भी, जिसमें अछूत कन्या है, मदर इंडिया है, काबुली वाला है, शोले को आप लोग सब जानते हैं और उसका डायलॉग्स बड़ा पॉपुलर है कि जब 50-50 कोस की दूरी पर बच्चा रोता है तो माँ कहती है सो जा, नहीं तो सब बच्चे जानते हैं। सदगति सिनेमा है, अमर अकबर एंथनी है, पीकू है, मधुमती है। सिनेमा के दृश्य और तकनीक से जुड़े हुए सारे बिंदुओं पर एक सूक्ष्म तरीके से हम विश्लेषण करेंगे, उसकी पूरी कहानी संरचना पर, उसके जो साइड इफेक्ट्स हैं, उसके जो स्पेशल इफेक्ट्स हैं, उसमें जो आइटम सिंग जो गीत कहते हैं आप, उसमें जो गीत हैं उनकी जो संगीतात्मकता है, उनकी लयात्मकता है, और फिल्मी समीक्षा के दृष्टिकोण से, क्योंकि एक पॉपुलर कोर्स है फिल्मी समीक्षा आज की दुनिया में, बहुत पैसे मिलते हैं उसमें, तो फिल्म समीक्षा भी हम करते हैं। ये पूरी नई टेक्निक और नई विधा के रूप में हिंदी साहित्य में आया है। उसके साथ साथ जो लोकनाट्य में जो रूपांतरित होने वाली चीजें हैं उसको भी हम सिनेमा के माध्यम से इसमें दिखाने का प्रयास करते हैं। अभी संक्षेप में बस इतना ही विवरण है, विस्तृत रूप में आपको क्लास में डिस्कस किया जाएगा हिंदी सिनेमा और उसका अध्ययन के बारे में। थैंक यू, आप सब लोगों ने सुना, और मैम को थैंक यू, धन्यवाद आपको समय देने के लिए। नमस्कार।
Thank you. Is there anyone from Department of Tamil and Telugu? Now I invite Dr. Anjali from Department of Zoology.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Anjali Navani from Department of Zoology, Sri Venkateshwar College. So we are offering a paper, Human Physiology, as general elective for semester 1 this time. So for this paper, we don't have any prerequisite. So anybody from any stream can join this paper. You need not to have studied science during your 11th or 12th to join this paper, right? So in this paper, basically, we are going to introduce you to the concept of normal biological functions in the human body. Okay, we will talk about different types of tissues present in our body, how a nerve impulse, nerve conduction is there, then how, what is the mechanism of muscle contraction. We will study the structure and function of digestive system, whatever food we eat, how it is digested in our body, how it is assimilated, how it is absorbed, how the nutrition reach to our blood. Then we will study about the respiratory physiology. We will study about the respiratory tract, lungs, ventilation, transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our blood. We will also study about the structure and function of heart and composition of blood. We will also talk about the anatomy of kidney, the renal system, how urine is formed in our body. We'll talk about the reproductive physiology as well. So basically, you would learn all the, all the organ system, how they work in your body, right? You will also, through learning this paper, you would be able to understand, different diseases also. The technicality, how a disease happen, what if you have an understanding of normal functioning of your body systems, so you would be able to understand the disease also. Okay, you would learn different scientific terms, by taking this paper. And we also have a practical part in the paper. So in practical, you would be able to see different blood cells under the microscope. You would be able to see the nerve cell under the microscope. Then we also have an experiment where we measure the hemoglobin in our body, hemoglobin of our blood in the laboratory. We also check ABO blood group. Okay, what blood group do we have? What kind of technique people use in laboratories to check the blood group, that we will learn. Then we will also learn that how we can measure blood pressure at home. Okay, and last but not the least, very interesting part, we will study about the histological sections of mammalian stomach, different organ systems. We will study them under the microscope. We will show you how to, see, observe, and learn about the different systems of the body, different organs of the body under the microscope. We will talk about the histology, how you can learn about lung, kidney, pancreas, testis, ovary. We'll teach about all these different organs through histology as well. So by learning this course, by taking this course, you can choose any career related to biomedical sciences, be it physician or medical writing. As a journalist, at least you can understand all these things. You can understand a lot of scientific terms by taking this paper. Okay, and if you take this and pursue this paper further, you take, in next semester also you choose the GE from zoology background. You can implement your knowledge to become a researcher, teacher, biomedical engineer, pharmacologist, therapist, or biomedical patent officer. So these are the future fields which you can actually approach or look forward for. So it is going to be a very interesting paper for you to learn and understand and correlate it with your, with your lifestyle, right? So, the paper is going to be taught by Dr. Anita Verma and by me, Dr. Anjali Nawani. So I have put a scan. You can see the syllabus. You can scan this code and see the syllabus, and this is the registration link. So I will put this link and the scan both on the chat box. So you can always join the paper and increase your knowledge, scientific knowledge about your body and different working of different organ systems. Thank you. Thank you, Deepti ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Anjali. Next, I invite Dr. Nuti Namita from Department of History.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nuti Namita, and the Department of History of Sri Venkateshwara College is offering the paper Delhi Through the Ages, the making of its early modern history as its general elective paper. This is a very interesting paper as it talks about the magnificent city of Delhi, which is also your capital city, your own city. We get to know more about Delhi, its history, its from its ancient origins, how it became a bustling metropolis of today. Delhi, as you know, has gone through ups and downs throughout its history. It has witnessed rise and fall of empires, the ebb and flow of cultures, and still it has stood its ground. It has been a capital city for so many empires for such a long time, and it is still the capital of India. So we've talked about its resilience, its significant patterns. So the students will be made aware how Delhi became such an important city and what were its significant patterns and narratives which were built around the city of history, the city of Delhi. We also try to understand the process of its growth, both in terms of size and its stature, So can we have the next slide, please, Rajbir? We also try to understand its size and stature, how it evolved as the capital of some of the greatest empire of its time. We also try to learn about its vibrant culture. So city of Delhi had attracted people from various parts of the world, especially during the medieval period from 10th century onwards. People from West Asia, East Asia, Middle East had flocked to this city, not only looking for security and safety, but also because of its famed, glorious history, and also because they wanted to try out the vibrant culture of Delhi. It's very, very magnificent economic life, trade and commerce. So people came to Delhi, and in turn they contributed to the cultural patterns which developed in Delhi. So we learn about its cosmopolitan nature. And also we learn about several cultural practices which evolved in Delhi, which developed in Delhi. We also learn about Sufism and its unique character and political life of Delhi, right from the ancient times to the 18th century. So we learn about in this, this paper is divided into 4 units, and we know that this is divided into 4 units, and syllabus is all about beginning from the ancient times, right from Indraprasth to 18th century Delhi. In between also we learn about the rise of the Sultanate, how Qutbuddin Aibak came and started the Sultanate in Delhi, then how he started the building of Qutub Minar, and it was completed later on by Iltutmish. We learn about magnificent monuments which were built and constructed during this period. And Alauddin Khilji, we learn all about these very important rulers who ruled and changed the course of history, not only of Delhi, but of India. And then the Mughals came in the 16th century, and how they left an indelible mark on the history of India, and how they contributed further to the cultural life, to the architectural patterns of the buildings, and to the religious and to the economic life of Delhi. We learn about Humayun's tomb, the gardens which the Mughals built, and also, of course, the very, very important Red Fort, the Lal Killa, which was the construction of which was started by Shah Jahan, the Mughal emperor, and how it has now become the symbol of independence. The Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister of today, also gives his independence speech from the Lal Killa itself. So we will discuss all these things, and then we go on to study the 18th century as well. So this is these whole history of Delhi is divided into 4 units only. It's not a very extensive paper, although of course you might feel that it's covering several centuries. However, it's not everything we have to learn. We learn only bits and pieces of each aspect. And this paper is also interesting in the sense that there is project work involved, and this paper also requires, there is a kind of a precondition that we should visit one of the monuments, historical monuments, and write a report on it. So this is going to be very interesting. It's more relatable to you, all the students who have come from other parts of India and also who are from Delhi. They will find this paper more relatable, more interesting, more enjoyable, because when you travel by metro, when you go by cars, or even if you walk around the city, you will then find the kind of things you have learned and relate to it, and you can try to understand it more fully, and also then you will appreciate our capital city more, how we should not deface our historical monuments and all those places. So I hope you will come and join this GE paper offered by the Department of History. The registration details are there. I will also share it on this chat. I will share everything, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Students, the attendance and the feedback form link is shared in the chat box. Kindly fill that. I am still viewing that many of the students who haven't filled in the attendance form. Please do that.
Yeah, filling the attendance and feedback form is important. Viraj, Kamal, you have raised your hand. I'm allowing you to talk. Yes, Viraj, what do you want to say? Yeah, I will just quickly look at the queries. Is there any list of all the GEs? Yes, we are in the process of preparing a list, but you have received all the orientations today. Teachers have shared the title, the eligibility criteria, contact details. If you have any further queries, please contact the concerned department. They will answer all your queries. They are the specialists. You may start attending the GE classes from tomorrow itself. Please attend class in the 1 week, and if you want to change your GE, you can change after that 1 week. So last date of filling the form is 31st of August. Honor student can take any GE offered by a department different from their main discipline. All the orientations are over from our side. Naga Subramaniam, yes, what do you want to say? I'm allowing you to talk. Unmute yourself and speak.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, actually, I was unable to open the link of the Math GE. As when I am opening the link, it is showing that, just a second, I'll just tell exactly what it is showing. I'm just opening it again. Ma'am, it is actually showing that you need permission. This form can be only viewed by the users in the owner's organization.
Okay, I'll inform the department and they will look into it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Please write your queries in the question answer box. And ask only about GE papers. I have BA program. If I take GE language for 2 years, after 2 years, if I take any other GE, you go through the UGCA flowchart, or your queries will be answered there. Biological sciences, you have multi-disciplines as your core discipline. Other than those disciplines, you can choose any GE. The concept of GE is other than your own core discipline. BA program student can choose English and human rights. Yes, if English is not one of your core discipline, then you can choose English GE, BA program students. There is no GE offered by Environment Science Department.
Ma'am, there is a GE offered by Environment Science Department. They haven't done the presentation today because they were of the view that it is the same paper which we are offering to the third semester also. The title of the paper is Human Wildlife Conflict and Management. So we'll be sharing the link and the details with all the students when the notification will come.
Yeah, if you have any subject specific query, you can contact the concerned teacher or meet the TIC in the college. Yes, BA program students can choose only languages in the first 4 semesters. After 2 years, पहले बच्चे first semester तो कर लो. Okay, I think we have answered all the queries. I can't see anything else. Khushbu, yes, I'm allowing you to talk. What is your query? Tell me. Khushbu Pal? There is nothing. So I just thank all the coordinators, all the teachers who took out time from their busy schedule and gave this orientation about the GE papers their department is offering to the first semester students. I thank all the coordinators, Dr. Rajbir and Dr. Sunita Yadav for help coordinating this event. And I thank system administration at the back end, Mr. Naveen, and all the students. Thank you very much for attending this program. I hope it is useful for you and you will make a choice wisely and start attending your classes as soon as possible. I'm ending this meeting here.
Can we have a photograph of the meeting?
Okay. Yes, those who are present in the meeting can turn on your cameras so that we can take a quick picture.
Nuti ma'am, Dr. Sunita, can we have you for the photograph?
Hello.
Yes, if you can turn on your camera, we will take a quick group picture.
Rajbir, I was chatting with host only.
Okay, please, can you switch on your camera, Nuti ma'am? We are taking a photograph. We are still there. Thank you so much. And also thanks to our coordinator, Dr. Deepti Jain, for coordinating and also organizing all the orientations, GE, VAC, and SCC. And also thank you to Mr. Naveen and ICT for all the support.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.